Hey, come here. Come on. Look what I got. You want it? Come on. Oh, don't be so shy. Come on. Anyway. I took a recent trip a few months ago to New Orleans. It's not that far, maybe about 2,500-mile round trip on this. It was on this bike particularly, and the only way to gauge how much fuel tank I had on a motorcycle before was to keep an eye onto the odometer. Sometimes when the sun beats on it, I couldn't see my numbers there. So I really wanted a some sort of way to gauge how much fuel I have in the tank, and this, for your knowledge, is a Softail, a 96 Harley Davidson Softail with the typical split tanks. And it's not just Harley; many other bikes will have a split tank of sorts. And this being one of them. What I mean by that is they're completely independent of each other. You see different mounts and so forth. That fuel cap does not breathe because it's leaning on its kickstand. This one does breathe, and you can, there's a little fuel spillage here and there. But because that tank does not breathe, this tube right here is to allow vacuum, to prevent vacuum from forming inside the fuel tank when the fuel level drops as the engine needs it. So this is a breather tube. It's nothing but air going in there, allowing air from left tank to the right tank. We see the I connected a clear hose. I simply added a T in the breather hose, and I connected a clear tube, which somehow Harley, I don't know if they planned on it when they did this bike, but they allow enough space for a hose to fit in there. And the bottom one is the fuel equalizer from the left tank to the right fuel tank. All I had to do was install another T over here and a clear tube, and now I can see my fuel level being over there. It's more visible. Let's see if I shake the bike, maybe I'll see it a little better. See it move. It's actually more visible at highway speeds because once the engine is idling, it creates a bunch of air bubbles in there. So you would see the bubbles start to dance up and down. It's more visible while you're riding it. But that will work on any split tank or anything that has an equalizing tube, equalizing hose on the bottom and another one on the top. So that's that. For your tidbit of information, it should be fairly easy for not just Harleys, but anything that has a split fuel tank to do that. Now, I don't know, let's, I guess I could catch you up with what's happening at Moto Nisto currently. This bike has seen limited usage in the past year. I love that bike, but it is nowhere near as much fun as the bike I just finished last spring, which was this one. And this was my main ride over the past season. Although I haven't ridden it since the weather turned. The roads are salty. I don't know if you saw how grimy and dirty my green bike is. That's because I don't put it away for the winter. What I did do on this bike, though, since last time you saw it, was install a set of buell heads. Buell heads, which by far the best improvement in performance. You see them right there. They don't quite match the old profile of the cylinders I ground up previously, but they're still nice and rounded. They're quite a bit larger, but wow, performance-wise, unbelievable. Bigger valves, better flow, and a better combustion chamber, increased compression ratio, and this bike is just I don't know, so much fun. It is not as fast as that one, top speed, but it's like a rabbit getting to its limitation, which is about 110 miles an hour. It does it very quickly. And those for 2003 or 2023, and for 2024 I think this will be my project. For those of you who are familiar with the engine will realize it's a straight 4 Honda, a CB. There's a bunch of parts. There's the definition of a basket case, a bunch of parts. It will be a puzzle to assemble it, even just to roll it around. But I'm still open to ideas on this one. I'm still doing my homework on the engine. I'm familiar with it, but I'm not quite a fan of straight 4-cylinder engines. They're good at one thing only: high RPMs. Power at high RPMs. They're not very torquey off the idle, so this will not be a good streetable bike or a dirt tracker of any sorts. The only thing this bike is good at is speed, high RPM, engine RPM speed. And I think that's the way I'll go with this bike. It will most likely be a mix of my 2 Harleys. Oh, hey buddy, you're back. Looking for more peanuts. But it'll be a mix of these 2 bikes, even though these 2 are Harleys. They will look classic. Most likely you will have a full fairing, because aesthetically I'm not a big fan of straight 4-cylinder engines. So I'm going to hide it behind a vintage type racing bike. But yeah, as you probably already know if you've been watching my channel for a while, the motorcycle, once finished, it will look 1950s, 1960s road racing motorcycle. And I'm most likely not going to keep this one. Most likely build it up to sell. And I don't know yet how much for, but I'll have to calculate how much my investment parts go. And the fiberglass will be very expensive. Just to get that big fairing, like similar to this bike, to have it arrive at my house, shipped to my house, it'll cost me about close to $700, that fairing alone. Seat wise, I don't know yet if I want to go with an upswept loop like this and a similar bump stop, or a softer bump stop like I do on this one, and maybe some traveling. This seat I'm still doing my homework on and see which one I want to go with it. But that's about it at Moto Nisto for this year. And I don't know, maybe I'll do upgrade video or update the videos on this one. Although a Honda CB 550, most people already know what it should look like when it's done. It's not going to be quite as much of a challenge as a Harley. A Harley road racer, nobody makes parts specifically for those. So this one should be quite a bit easier. But there you have it. There's a update. Some of you have been looking for, some of you haven't been asking for, but anyway, there you have it, and maybe we'll catch up soon. Bye bye.